joining us today. My name is Amy Kirk. I am the grant manager for the Clean Cities Blue Oceans program, or CCBO for short. On behalf of the entire program team, thank you for being with us today as we celebrate an important milestone for USAID's CCBO program in the Philippines. We're excited to share with you over the next hour how CCBO is working in the Philippines to address the global ocean plastic crisis by piloting innovative solutions in local communities that have immense transformational potential to redefine how plastics and waste are thought of, handled, and recycled, reused, or disposed of. We're particularly excited to be holding this event during the Philippines National Zero Waste Month, which aims to remind us of and advance projects for a more sustainable future with less harmful waste. At the core of CCBO's approach is working directly with local governments, organizations, and communities for locally led sustainable change. Through today's event, we are pleased to formally announce the launch of CCBO's Philippines Grant Program with its first wave of 5 grantee organizations. These remarkable organizations will be working hand in hand with CCBO, local officials, and community members to establish new, scalable models to create cleaner cities and healthier seas. This morning, we're honored to be joined by USAID Philippines Mission Director, Mr. Lawrence Hardy, U.S. Embassy Charge d'Affaires, Mr. John C. Law, and several mayors and local government representatives from CCBO's engagement sites. Thank you all for being here to help us mark this special occasion. We are also joined by CCBO's Chief of Party, who will speak a bit more about the program's objectives in the Philippines, and our regional grant specialist, who will announce CCBO's first class of grantee organizations and present a video showcase to provide a sneak peek of their activities and celebrate their launch. Following, we'll hear remarks from the inspiring team of mayors and local government representatives at the helm of local change. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of you who are joining us today on the web for this exciting announcement. We're happy to be joined today by an audience of national and local government representatives, grantee implementation teams, representatives from the private sector, and local community members and informal waste collectors that are holding viewing parties across the engagement sites. Thank you for being with us today and for all that each of you do to advance progress toward this global challenge. So let's get started. At this time, I'd like to pass the mic over to USAID Philippines Mission Director, Mr. Lawrence Hardy, to say a few words.
And thank you, Amy. It's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. He arrived in Manila in September of 2018. A career member of the Senior Foreign Service, he holds the rank of Minister Counselor. He entered the diplomatic service in 1990. He served twice as Deputy Chief of Mission in Warsaw, Poland, as well as in Panama. In Afghanistan, he directed U.S. Embassy Kabul's vast network of civilian provincial reconstruction teams stationed in over 70 sites across the country. His other previous diplomatic postings include Prague, Madrid, Caracas, Santiago de Chile, Seoul, and Taibu. He speaks Spanish, Polish, Korean, Czech, as well as French. He has his master's degree in English literature and undergraduate studies in literature, philosophy, and, believe it or not, aeronautical engineering. It's my pleasure to present U.S. Embassy Charge d'Affaires in the Philippines, Mr. John Law.
Thanks, Lawrence. And, good morning, everyone. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. It's a great pleasure to be joining you this morning, and thank you all for being with us as we launch these new partnerships to help reduce plastic pollution in the country's marine environment. I'd like to thank all of our friends, all of our colleagues in the Philippine government and in Philippine communities for coming together for this very special and this very important event. As you all know, ocean plastic pollution impacts not only our environment, but the livelihoods, the health, the food security, the well-being of billions of people around the planet. It's an enormous challenge to attempt to resolve. Every year, over 8 million tons of plastic waste are discarded into the world's oceans. And they, of course, eventually make their way into the human food supply, particularly through fish products. The economic impacts of plastic waste are felt not just here in the Philippines, but all around the globe. The tourism, the fisheries sectors. There are recent scientific reports citing the potential human health ramifications of consuming fish that have ingested microplastics. But the United States recognizes plastic pollution as a critical issue. Under our Save Our Seas Act legislation of 2018, U.S. government agencies are encouraged to work with countries such as the Philippines to address land and sea-based pollution and improve waste management. The local systems approach is at the core of our work on this issue. The United States believes that progress can come when local partners take the lead in coming up with local solutions to these development challenges. Effective recycling and waste management systems rely on a combination of community-led awareness raising and education campaigns, private sector innovations and solutions, and of course, a local government's ability to collect and manage waste. Through the U.S. Agency for International Development's Clean Cities Blue Ocean program, the United States is working with partners around the world to turn the tide on ocean plastics. This 5-year program responds to this extraordinary global challenge through effective, locally led solutions and approaches to address ocean plastic pollution. Here in the Philippines, we're so pleased today to announce that we're awarding 5 new grants totaling 42 million pesos to support the work of extraordinary organizations that are piloting new approaches in partnership with communities to create cleaner cities and, in turn, healthier oceans. These organizations are Catholic Relief Services, Communities Organized for Resource Allocation, Green Ants, Plastic Credit Exchange, and Project Zacchaeus Cooperative. By working with residents of cities, USAID projects seek to empower and advance the livelihoods of those at the heart of local waste systems and the solutions. Frontline waste pickers, the tinderas in our neighborhood sari-sari stores, street vendors, the mothers who manage households. By empowering and equipping each of these with knowledge, support network, and skills, we can transform livelihoods and we can build sustainable waste management systems. As Americans, we wish to extend our helping hand to address a shared problem through partnership, community engagement, and innovative solutions. I particularly want to thank our partner cities here in the Philippines and their representatives online today. Puerto Princesa, a city's development initiative partner, Parañaque, Manila, and Pasig, for joining USAID in this journey. Thank you so much to the local executives of these cities, led by the mayors, Mayor Olivares, Mayor Bayron, Mayor Moreno, Mayor Soto, Vice Mayor Socrates on the screen. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you all for your leadership. Thank you for your partnership, and thank you for this opportunity for us to work with you and your teams. Let me close by reiterating the United States is and will remain a committed ally and partner of the Filipino people in protecting the country's rich marine ecosystems and resources for the benefit of present and future generations of Filipinos. Maraming salamat po. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you both for being here with us today and underscoring the importance of the global community coming together to find solutions towards this critical issue. Before we dive further into the agenda, we wanted to be sure to commemorate this milestone with a virtual group photo of all of those speaking today. For those joining on the web, please bear with us for just one moment while we take a picture of our speakers. Okay, speakers, on the count of 3, we'll take a quick snapshot. 1, 2, 3. Great, thank you all. Next, I would like to introduce CCBO's Chief of Party, Mr. John Engen. John has more than 30 years of experience in the solid waste management and recycling industry, ranging from strategic planning and project development to direct operating experience. Through CCBO, he is leading our global team to combat ocean plastic pollution across CCBO's 7 focal countries. John.
Thank you, Amy. As you noted earlier at the outset, Clean Cities Blue Ocean is thrilled to be launching our partnerships today with 5 very inspiring organizations. CCBO was launched in 2019 as a 5-year program working across 7 focal countries. At the heart of the program is our goal to prevent further ocean plastic pollution, working to address primary sources of pollution in rapidly urbanizing cities. We know that by increasing the adoption of the 3 Rs, reduce, reuse, and recycle, and by improving local solid waste management systems, we can stop the flow of plastics and other waste to rivers, bays, and ultimately the ocean. To achieve our program objectives, CCBO works together with local government, NGOs, members of the private sector, and community members to develop and pilot both innovative and trusted solutions that are tailored to each local city's environment, challenges, and needs. In the Philippines, we are pleased to be partnering with the cities of Manila, Pasig, Las Piñas, and Parañaque, as well as Batangas and Iloilo. We're also working through one of our grantees to pilot a project in Puerto Princesa. As a USAID program, we believe strongly in building change through locally led solutions, designed, implemented, and led by local experts and community leaders. Today, we are pleased to announce the award of CCBO's first grants in the Philippines to 5 impressive organizations who have each worked to design unique models with the community and environment at heart. Now, I'd like to introduce our Manila-based regional grant specialist, Jess Dizon, to introduce our showcase of grantee videos.
Thank you, John. In the following videos, you will hear from our first 5 grantees. Communities Organized for Resource Allocation, who is implementing the Circular Center program in Parañaque City. Green Eyes, who is implementing the Community Eco Hub program in Pasig City. Catholic Relief Services, who is implementing the Clean Manila Blue Bay program in the Tondo district of Manila. Plastic Credit Exchange, who is implementing the Aling Tendera network in the city of Manila. And Project Zacchaeus Marketing Cooperative, who will be implementing the Project Eco Collect program in Puerto Princesa City.
At Cora, we believe that when people come together, anything is possible. From our humanitarian missions to our programs to help protect the environment, sustainability has always been at the forefront of all that we do, and our volunteers have been at the heart of every positive impact. Selfless heroes, serving as frontliners, especially during these most challenging times.
Thank you! Thank you ng marami.
From our humble beginnings with friends and family members, our missions have brought us to where we are today, working with local communities, schools and the youth, the Philippine government, and various private sector brands in order to create a better world for people and the planet. Cora's mission to beat plastic pollution has brought together thousands of volunteers year after year to help clean our Philippine coastlines and seas, inspiring many others with a powerful force of unity and collective action, particularly our work at the Las Piñas Parañaque Critical Habitat and Ecotourism Area, or El Pipichea.
We want to thank all the volunteers for taking the time, the effort, for waking up so early. Picking up the trash means so much.
While cleaning our coasts do not provide a realistic solution to the plastic pollution crisis, it must be done. And while the urgent need exists to recover the plastics littering our environment, concrete solutions require systemic change, business unusual, and of course, action from all of us. With the invaluable support of USAID, the leadership of the Parañaque City government, along with private sector partners and local citizens, Cora is on a mission to help create sustainable cities that work together towards circular communities. Because waste truly isn't waste until we waste it. We're going to do our best. The mission to divert waste from landfills by empowering women champions working in waste management at the Parañaque City Material Recovery Facility, as we work together to guide local citizens on the most effective ways to reduce their carbon footprint while transforming unsustainable lifestyles. All this as we turn waste into products of worth through the power of community segregation, composting, and recycling. With simple yet powerful actions, together we can strengthen waste management systems even in the most populated and progressive cities of the Philippines and neighboring nations, leading us all into a healthy, inclusive, and sustainable future with
Clean City, Blue Ocean!
Engineer Romel Benig talks to us about their battle with plastic waste.
The idea is to recover yung mga post-consumer laminates na matatagpuan sa community. Ito po yung mga sachet na tinatapon na after makonsume yung product. Bakit tumutok kami sa sachet? Dahil yung sachet ay hindi nare-recover dahil walang commercial value. So patuloy siyang kumakalat sa environment natin.
day, tons of garbage are collected in the Philippines, making the country one of the largest generators of waste in Southeast Asia. In Metro Manila alone, over 9 million kilos of waste are produced every single day, some of which end up in Manila Bay. Poor waste management poses a serious threat to the environment and people's health. Catholic Relief Services is committed to support local governments and communities in improving solid waste management and in keeping our oceans clean. With support from the United States Agency for International Development, Caritas Pasig Incorporated, and City of Manila's Department of Public Services, CRS's Clean Manila Blue Bay project will help 6 barangays in Tondo, Manila to improve their waste management systems and develop community-based livelihoods that reduce waste in the ocean. The Clean Manila Blue Bay project will work in barangays that are near Estero de Ditas. This creek is connected to other waterways and is dumping water directly to Manila Bay. CRS and its partners will implement a variety of activities focusing on improving governance on solid waste management, building partnerships with the private sector, developing household awareness for behavior change, and improving solid waste management livelihoods. CRS and its partners will develop various resources and hold trainings that will amplify effective and sustainable solid waste management. The project will help barangays and communities understand the waste situation in their areas and help them improve their solid waste management plans and budgets. The project will also help link barangays with small businesses so they can become partners. The project will develop communication strategies and campaigns that promote behavioral changes and motivate families to reduce, reuse, and recycle. The project will provide women, youth, and waste collectors with livelihood assistance so they can continue to improve and sustain solid waste management efforts in their areas. Improving waste management can help pave the way to a resilient city and communities. Together, there is no limit to what we can do and achieve.
Aling Tindera is a network of women sari-sari store owners who we have engaged in a plastic waste-to-cash program. These tinderas are meant to be champions in the diversion of plastic waste away from nature and into the circular economy through our plastic credit exchange platform. Funding from businesses who wish to offset their plastic footprints, very similar to a carbon offset, pay for the tindera's operations, not only to clean up the environment and provide incremental income to communities, but also to encourage behavior change and educate the public. Our hope is that this market-based mechanism will be a model for how we can successfully work with the private sector to address one of the country's and the world's most pressing pollution problems.
Hello! Mayed ni adlaw kanindong tanan. It's a local dialect here that means good day to all of you. Hi, I'm John Gastanes, and we are now right here in the Philippines' last frontier, the island of Palawan. And I'm so humbled and excited to share this beautiful partnership that we have right now with the Clean Cities and Blue Ocean of the USAID. And I am so enthusiastic to share to you our project Eco Collect, and let me share to you the beauty of this project. Puerto Princesa, Palawan is one of the best tourism sites in the whole Philippines. Oh, let me correct it, the world rather. But as the development increases, we saw here the risk that comes with the development, which is about the garbages, the plastics that reaches the ocean. And we are so humbled that we were able to create an amazing team of community-based leaders who will champion this pollution that we will address through our project Eco Collect. Project Eco Collect is on a project of Project Zacchaeus through the SMJ or the Samahan ng Mamamayan ng Jacana that aims to address three things. First is to equip our informal collectors, empower them when it comes to collection of plastics and other trashes that reaches the sea or anywhere in the city of Puerto Princesa and soon in the long run all over the island of Palawan. And the second aim of this project, giving them ideas about health and sanitation that we look forward to give very recognition, give them empowerment, give them professionalized identity that they are part of this amazing development, that they can actually save the ocean, at the same time give an idea to people about the reduce, reuse, and recycle. And the third aim of this project is one of the most exciting ones.
USAID's CCBO,
Project SAC and SMJ, together with the local government of Puerto Princesa, will be partnering in developing leaders within the community-based level. We will go to the grassroots, empower them, show them that they're not just plastic collectors, they're ambassadors of change, transforming communities and impacting lives. And one of the highlights of these projects are the beautiful, handcrafted suit uniforms of our collectors that will be done through our community-based tailors, or called the Seaside Tailors. And we believe that these uniforms will lift up their identity, that I am part of this great advocacy, that hey, you're actually being part of this transformational change, not only for your country, but all over the world. And we are really thankful
to the CCBO,
USAID, for giving us a chance and a break for our community to really do this project with you, because we believe that together we will transform lives and we will impact communities. Again, this is John Gastanes, the founder of Project Zacchaeus, of the Eco Collect project of the SMJ and Project ZAC, telling you thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you to each of the organizations for developing those inspiring videos. Please join us in congratulating all of these selected grantees. I know you all are as excited as we are to learn from these projects as they get underway. These videos will be posted on our CCBO website after the event at www.urban-links.org/CCBO. The web address will also be displayed at the close of this presentation. For the final portion of our program today, I'd like to introduce the local mayors and government representatives that are supporting these community movements and leading change in their districts. First, I'd like to introduce and invite to our virtual stage Mr. Kenneth Amorao, head of the City of Manila's Department of Public Services. Mr. Amorao, thank you for being here with us today.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I would like to share with you the message of support from our Honorable Mayor, Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso from the City of Manila. And I quote, "On behalf of the people of Manila, I would like to thank the U.S. Embassy through USAID for including Manila in our projects to address the global problem of plastic pollution in our waters. In our own little way, we have been helping clean up the waterways in our city with small teams without any other goal but to pick up trash and clean the bay. We have separate teams meant to address 3 different fronts: Baseco Bay, Manila Bay in Ross Boulevard, and all the creeks, which lessens the chances of plastic waste to float to the open sea. Manilans and non-Manilans have been very aggressive in supporting our cleanup drives. As a matter of fact, a record-breaking number of 17,480 volunteers from various organizations helped our own in celebration of the entire International Coastal Cleanup last September 2019. Even now, our Department of Public Services, headed by Director Kenneth Amorao, has been tirelessly cleaning our beach fronts despite the threat of the pandemic. Rest assured, you can always count on the support of the City Government of Manila towards our common goal to stop the flow of plastic pollution in the water surrounding the country." End of quote. So that's the message of support from our Honorable Mayor, Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Amaro, for that message. We're so grateful for the City of Manila's partnership and look forward to the coming years. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Pasig City Environment and Natural Resource Officer, Mr. Alan Angeles. Mr. Angeles, thank you for being with us and for your support of the CCBO program.
Thank you very much, U.S. Embassy Charge d'Affaires, Mr. John C. Lo, and USAID Mission Director, Mr. Lawrence Hardy, and to all other local government units, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. It's a pleasure to be with you all in this moment, in this historical event. In behalf of Pasig City Mayor Honorable Victor Maria Reyes and Soto, we would like to express our sincerest gratitude to USAID for considering Pasig City to be a strong ally in this very important program. Pasig City is surrounded by bodies of water, and we take importance of preserving these assets. Clean Cities Blue Ocean Project will definitely be of great aid in ensuring we keep track in our mission to clean our waterways. As plastic contributes to almost 20% of Pasig City's solid waste, we believe that diverting this waste and utilizing it as a useful resource is part and parcel of a circular economy and people's participation, which is one of the big five agenda of Mayor Vico Soto's administration. As Green Ants also aims to help provide livelihood to its beneficiaries and partners, we look forward to this exciting partnership. This partnership with USAID will boost Pasig City's full compliance to the continuing mandamus of the Supreme Court to clean, rehabilitate Manila Bay and its tributaries. Together, we can make a difference. Para sa Pasigueño, I am Alan Angeles of Pasig City Senro and SWMO. Muli, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Mr. Angeles, for those words. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Nancy Socrates, Vice Mayor of Puerto Princesa City.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Ms. Amy. First, let me say that it is truly an honor to be representing our mayor, the Honorable Lucilo R. Bayron. And on his behalf, I wish to say a pleasant day to everyone. And please allow me to read his message to all of you. To our distinguished guests, Acting U.S. Ambassador Charge d'Affaires, Mr. John C. Law, to the USAID Philippines Acting Mission Director, Mr. Patrick Wesner, to my fellow local chief executives, Parañaque Mayor Edwin Olivares, Manila Mayor Francisco Dumagoso, and Pasig Mayor Victor Soto, to the Clean Cities Blue Ocean Chief of Party, Mr. John Angin, to the CCBO Grants Manager and her team, Ms. Amy Kirk, and to all the grantee organizations, guests, friends, good morning. As many of you know, Puerto Princesa is one of the world's best and friendliest destinations, with our famous Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park that is well known to our tourists worldwide. You may also know us as the country's last ecological frontier due to our vast biodiversity, which we painstakingly promote and protect. With these natural wonders, we attract millions of tourist visitors annually, and I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to visit our city once the pandemic situation becomes stable. And as we promote our industry, we cannot neglect the challenges of reality when it comes to properly managing waste. We all know that our country is among the top 3 contributors of discarded plastic that ends up in the ocean. We do not want to contribute more to that, and we don't want our city to be degraded due to improper handling of waste. Thus, we are doing all efforts to address this concern and become a greener, cleaner, and livable city. Puerto Princesa has been implementing various programs to address these waste management concerns, some of which include waste diversion, activating our barangay material recovery facilities, enforcing the no segregation no collection policy, regulating the use of single-use plastics, establishing a solid waste management office which has been focusing on these initiatives, as well as on the proposed waste-to-energy facility. However, despite all these programs and projects, there are still societal gaps that we have to deal with together. As the head of the city, it is a great privilege that we have an active youth sector and organizations who are willing to share their time, efforts, skills, and knowledge to help us combat this long-time global issue of waste, especially plastics. We are grateful for the Eco Collect project of the Project Zacchaeus Cooperative for seeing this opportunity to help our city, our environment, our people, particularly our waste collectors of the Samahan ng Mamamayan ng Jacana, Bangkaw, especially IG's continuous support to our city through its numerous projects to bring high impact reforms, such as the Surge project, which was instrumental for us to access the grants call. Most especially to USAID's Clean Cities Blue Ocean program for giving us another opportunity to support community-based projects in solving the growing problems of plastics from going to our ocean. We are sincerely grateful to the CCBO for choosing Project Zacchaeus and their initiative to educate and empower the youth and our waste heroes, our beloved waste collectors in protecting and conserving our ocean's biodiversity for the benefit of our future generations. The city government of Puerto Princesa expresses its full support to the USAID's CCBO and the Eco Collect project towards its successful implementation in the next 2 years and beyond. Let us work together in equipping our grassroots community, our hero waste collectors, to become better leaders of our city so that they may also influence others, particularly their kids, towards a greener, cleaner city of Puerto Princesa. Mabuhay po ang ating mamamayan. Salamat po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Socrates. I think many of us here in the U.S. would love to take you up on your offer to visit your wonderful country and to see all the great work that's going to be happening in the coming years. Last for today's program, Parañaque City Mayor, Mr. Edwin Olivares, is unfortunately not able to be with us today in person, but we thank him for sending video remarks to celebrate the launch of CCBO and grantee projects in Parañaque City.
Our distinguished friends from the USAID Philippines, led by Mission Director Mr. Lawrence Hardy, our esteemed partners from the Clean Cities Blue Ocean, or CCBO, led by Executive Director Mr. Rene Acosta, our dear friends from the communities organized for Resource Allocation, or CORA, to its Project Director, Ms. Antoinette Taust, and Program Manager, Ms. Glodian Tatas, our colleagues from the various LGUs who are taking part in this virtual grant launch. For the first ever batch of CCBO grantees in the Asian Pacific region, our partner NGOs and civic organizations, fellow workers in the government, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for the city government and the people of Parañaque to join you this morning for the awarding of grants to distinguished organizations whose projects and advocacies were chosen for their innovation and vision in the fight against marine plastic pollution to the Clean Cities Blue Ocean Initiative. Indeed, plastic pollution has become one of the biggest threats to our marine environment, a problem that, if left unchecked, can severely impact the food and livelihood of billions of people around the world. That is why we are in Parañaque are very excited to host the CORAS project called the Circular Center, Enhanced Recovery and Recycling Mechanism for Marine Litter, which will be situated in the city MRF's site along Coastal Road. The Circular Center, once fully operational, should boost our collective efforts to ensure that plastic waste are not only recovered from our seas and oceans, but they are clean, sorted, and recycled in practical and environment-friendly consumer products. Moreover, this project will also provide jobs to a number of women from Parañaque who will work in the center so that we are not only helping to save the environment, but are empowering our women as well. For our part, the city government of Parañaque will soon implement a total plastic ban, particularly single-use plastics and plastic bags, to help prevent the accumulation of plastic waste in our oceans among the environment-friendly programs in the city. You can rest assured that the city and the people of Parañaque will remain your allies and partners in the fight against all kinds of pollution and protecting our environment, because this is the only way forward if we want to have a better future for mankind. In closing, I congratulate all our grantees, especially our partners from the CORA and USAID CCBO, for your wonderful initiatives to help keep our oceans and our cities clean and beautiful. More power, and mabuhay po tayo lahat.
Thank you, Mr. Olivares, and all of the local government representatives that joined us today for sharing your inspiring words and for your partnership. Although this year we could not all be together to celebrate CCBO's launch in the Philippines and the grant awards to these 5 remarkable organizations, we thank you for joining us today to mark this occasion. We look forward to sharing with you the progress of each of these projects. Thank you, Mission Director Hardy, Mr. Law, Mayor Olivares, Vice Mayor Socrates, Mr. Amorao, and Mr. Angeles for participating in this important event today. That concludes today's program. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening, and thank you again for being here.